Ohio, for an example, estimates that more than 3,000 of its youth are at risk for sex trafficking, and of those, 1,078 are trafficked yearly. This is the greatest human rights challenge in our history. Human trafficking fuels the growth of organized crime, undermining health, safety, security, and the basic needs of humanity. It is the fastest growing crime in the world. In 2019, there were 307 potential victims in Ohio, with 305 of them trafficked. 280 were female, while 27 were male. Age range of 15 and under, there was 30. 16 to 17 was 26. 18 to 20, there were 40. 21 to 29, 104. And 30 to 40, there were 74. 51 to 59, there were 25. And there was 60 to and older were 0. The race was 203 for white, 82 for African American, 14 for Asian, and unknown 6. Ohio ranks the 5th, with Toledo being the 4th largest. The reason for Toledo being a hub is that it has a large transient and immigration population. There's 5 major highways with easy access to other states and Canada. They also have large urban centers and rural counties. Social scientific solutions. We need to analyze the process, identify intervention points, develop strategies, access the effectiveness of strategies, and then repeat until we can find what works. I kind of broke it down into a simplified business model of human trafficking. If you have a supply and a demand, it's really hard to stop it. The supply would be the slave, the wholesaler, the recruiter, the distributor, and the demand is the retailer, which is a pimp, an agent, or having a brothel. The customer would be a John or the owner of the slave. How people end up being trafficked through immigration. A lot of people are lied to come to the United States, and they're forced into sexual trafficking. Gangs, girlfriends come in, and they either they get tricked into having to sleep with other people, or if they have a baby, there's like no way to go out. And also, if they have a baby, some gangs, it depends on what they think, but they expect the child to earn an income as well. Prostitutions, pornography, runaways, that's a real big one. Political instability, poverty, racism, gender inequality, addictions, and mental health. These are just a lot of ways somebody can end up being trafficked. Their vulnerability to the people that are looking for them to traffic them. What is astonishing is not only the number of persons trafficked on a local scale, but also the earnings that it reaps. An annual worldwide profit of $44.3 billion. It's crazy. Organizations that help trafficking victims. The Salvation Army is a huge one. Franklin County Catch Court, they bring in prostitutions, and a lot of them are being trafficked. And so what they do is they try to help them, they put them in a program and try to help them get off the streets. They have to do 2 years, and they have to meet weekly with the judge, just to make sure that they're not on drugs and they're doing everything that they're supposed to be doing. There's also locally the Central Ohio Reach and Restore Coalition. Lucas County Human Trafficking Coalition, and the Northwest Ohio Rescue and Restore Coalition. So there's a lot of people out there that want to help these people. This is my grid. We had 4 solutions and 1 we threw out. So the first one is education and awareness. That's just educating healthcare workers, law officers, and the public to identify and be able to help anybody that's in need. The other one is the social justice reform. It promotes the importance of equality amongst all individuals, but human trafficking is a prime example of low inequality and it is not occurring. In other words, it can be understood as a component of human trafficking that deals with the use of persons, almost exclusively young women and children, in prostitution and other forms of sexual exploitation. You would also use the social workers to promote the use of social justice. Legalizing prostitution. It would make the prostitutes feel safer to go to the cops. The work environment would be cleaner and safer for them. Less rape and STDs. The public acceptance would be a challenge, and there's high risk for consequences. Safety and protection at public events. More patrolling at public events, have tents up that people can go to, have officers in plain clothes and in uniform, and place flyers in the women's bathrooms to let them know there's stations available for specifically for human trafficking. The rejected solution was the legalizing prostitution, and the reason why we rejected it, low public acceptance and the high risk for consequences. The reality is that wherever you live, regardless of your city or nation, some form of human trafficking exists.